What I was saying is when
Hey guys, welcome back to the Sunday Spot podcast. I am your host, Chloe Williams, and joining me once again is our co-host, Pam Williams.
Hello.
We're so excited because we actually have video today.
Ooh, now you can see us.
Yeah. And we're also really excited because we have a special guest with us today. Woo! Special guest!
Special guest.
Joining us today is Dillon Hershberger. So, Dillon, if you want to introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, as she said, my name is Dillon Hershberger. I'm from around here. Me and Chloe went to school together. I go to Faith Harvest Fellowship and MCA. I help with worship there. And an interesting fact is I do slow pitch softball.
Do you really?
I
didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun.
Do they still pitch underhand?
Yes. Well, not like the fast underhand, but just like
slow.
Yeah.
So
slow
you
pitch.
can just slowly hit it.
Hit it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, I'm going to ask you a couple things.
Okay.
First of all, when did your faith journey start?
Ooh, that would have probably been a little after COVID, so probably like 2021, I'd say, is when I really got into it.
I feel like COVID had a big impact on a lot of people.
It did.
What shifted for you that caused that?
I would probably say being in the isolation of not being able to do anything.
Yeah.
I was on team, went to work every day, didn't miss a day, still did my routine.
I know, and I so enjoyed it because every single day I was by myself. I actually didn't like the weekends because then I wasn't by myself.
Rude.
So we're gonna spitfire some questions at you to get the vibe going. So,
Okay.
First of all, what is your favorite Bible verse that you live by?
Psalms 23:4. Even though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Do you know the song?
Which one?
Have you listened to it? Still Waters.
Oh, yes, I have. That's a good
That
song.
is a really good song.
Okay, so this is a question that I feel we should start asking everybody because it's really deep, okay? We started this question on our first episode, so if you haven't seen that, watch it. But waffles or pancakes?
Oh, well, I'd go with pancakes, and that's because
That's wrong.
Yes!
Wrong, by the
If
way.
No.
There's a cafe for everyone that's watching. There's a cafe called Wild Fox. It's really good.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, exactly. Look, we like drinks too, and Ott's coffee. Look at that.
And they make these things called pancake tacos, and they have like Bavarian cream on them, and they add fruit and syrup and it like powdered sugar, and it makes it. It's
Wow,
like
that's a lot of sugar.
Yes, it is.
Do you run laps after you eat that thing?
I personally don't. I just eat it and go about my day. But
But the right answer was waffles because no other place does it have those little squares that are like butter and syrup pockets.
But see, it's kind of annoying when you have to put the butter on.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
my
you
thing.
can't-
What is wrong with you two?
No,
You can't put
it
the butter.
doesn't spread even. Okay.
It is very controversial.
Yeah, it is. What's something you hope to see within the next year? Like, it could be faith-based, or it could be something about church, or...
Hoping to see in the next year. Probably more of generational, being open about your faith and doing more things. There's a run club here that we have, and there's just many different opportunities that you could go to and show up. So even if you don't have a church, you still have those support groups.
Like a great revival kind of vibe.
That'd be awesome.
I want to be in a store where somebody just busts out singing and it has a praise and worship right in the middle of the store. I see all those videos and I don't see it happening in my store.
Like a flash mob.
Yeah,
I tried
it's
to
really
start
cool.
one of those in high school and it didn't work.
You tried to start a
No, but
flash
like
mob?
I tried to ask people, like a teacher,
If you could do a flash mob?
yeah, and it didn't go over well.
I did one at work. Did I ever tell you that?
No?
I did. I was part of one.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
So also today we're going to be talking about something a little bit more controversial. In your opinion, where do you think the church has lost its fire?
Definitely with power and money, I would say. Because I
Ooh.
think money is a big subject where if you have the money, then you kind of have like the say-so in the church. Like minus, you have your, like the pastor, obviously, but then like on the board, I feel like it's a lot of like money driven. And so just like abusing that power.
And not all churches that have money do that. But
Yeah.
there are some that are just start to go downhill and it's greed.
Yes.
I
what
think
you're
a lot
saying.
of churches sometimes prioritize numbers over like actually saying things that they should be saying.
Oh, yeah.
And in difficult times of life, I think that they kind of show their character a little bit because they don't talk about certain topics and you're waiting and waiting to hear the church talk about something controversial and it doesn't come up.
That is a really good point.
And I feel like when you also like kind of not water down, but like not talk about everything or like the controversials, your faith isn't as strong when you face a battle.
Ooh, that's a really
Yeah.
good point. It sort of feels like that there's like too many TED Talks where they water it completely down and go, oh, yay, everyone's wonderful. That it never talks about the valley or teaches you how to go through the valley or calls you out on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I think too we need to bring being bold back into the church and being not afraid of losing people or not being afraid to step on people's toes a little bit.
Ooh.
I think that's a big thing because I think a lot of churches are scared to do that.
Right. Because, Jesus didn't come to fluff pillows. He came to flip tables.
No, I liked it.
Do you like that
Yeah,
quote?
I did.
Too.
Yeah. But yeah, like Jesus stepped on people's toes. That was a known thing. Like again, like when he flipped tables, like he was angry. He didn't just sit there and be like, oh, like they're doing all this stuff, but I'm just gonna sit back and watch. Like no, he confronted people and was like, hey, this is wrong.
He called the Pharisees vipers.
Yeah. He called them out.
Nice.
And sometimes we need to do that too. We need to call people out.
And like in the Bible, it says to judge with righteous judgment. But in my opinion, I don't necessarily like the word judgment because it can come across in a really rude way. So
Right.
like I'd rather use the word like helping people out. So like still confronting them about their problem, but like instead of just being like, hey, you need to like do this or like this is what the Bible says, like help them through the process.
We need to
Yeah.
be okay with calling people out.
Too, yeah.
Because I want my friends to tell me, hey, no, you can't do that, or you need to change your attitude about something. I want my friends to tell me that.
Yeah. I've definitely seen people talk about that too. And sometimes it feels like, and like, do you feel like this too? Like sometimes it feels like churches just go through the motions of church rather
Yeah.
than having meaning behind it. Like sometimes for me during communion, I wish a lot of the times it was a very individual thing between the person and the pastor talking about it and going through the motions with you rather than just like everyone does their own thing. And because like if someone was new and didn't understand how communion worked
Or
it
what
would-
the symbolism was.
it would be a little bit difficult.
Right. I know. I went to a church where every time that we had communion, it was. Are you getting a call there?
I guess.
She's so popular. Anyway, what I was saying is when they had communion, they would make a big deal of it. And there were times when they were like, okay, we're going to have communion. And then they would talk about it and they would walk you through it. And then they would tell you about leaving things lay at the cross, and they would have a cross there. And sometimes they would tell you to go over the bridge, and on the other side, you are leaving everything on one side and walking across to the other. So that everything kind of created a moment. And I don't think we do that enough sometimes. I like the visual stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, if I don't have visual directions, you cannot bet on me getting anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
100% every day. That's my life.
Yeah. I use my Apple Watch a little bit too much to find my phone.
Like 5 times a night. It's annoying.
Do you think that churches today are more concerned with comfort or conviction?
Probably comfort. Just wanting, to like hear people say, oh, that was a good sermon and I really like that, instead of like just because they didn't decide to go into the like full truth of whatever their topic was, and just kind of again watered it down.
Yeah.
You want them to go in there and stir the pot and really tick people off.
Well, like, okay. I mean, like, it's kind of hard because, there's a sense of like, you need to like, keep the people around because otherwise there would be no church. But then there's also the sense of, well, like, then how far deep do I go into this conversation? And I feel like if you only have 10 people in the end at your church, then you have 10 people.
Well, I don't think it's just the pastor's responsibility. It's the people that attend.
Yes.
That you have to have a different kind of a mindset too. That I'm not going to just, raise my hands and just quietly, worship and then leave. I'm there to get called out and be convicted and straightened up.
Yeah. And like with people going through the motions too, I think a lot of people just come to church and think that's enough. Or like they come to church and I don't know, like it's very stiff sometimes, and it feels like everyone's just there to be there. Not always is that the case, but sometimes for me it feels like that.
There's a Bible verse, I forget where it's from, but it says, not everyone who knew me will get into heaven. So like just because you go to church every Sunday and you go to church every Wednesday night, it does not guarantee you a spot. Like you actually have to have a relationship, talking to him every day.
I think there was like some sort of comparison where it says you might have a car, but if you just leave it in your garage and never take it out, why even bother? Mm-hmm. So if you aren't going to walk daily with God and ride in your car, then why are you even doing it?
Yeah. And I think too, like, Jesus longs for a relationship with us. So like if we only came to him just to ask for something, like imagine you had a friend and the only time they ever wanted to talk to you was to ask you for something. That probably wouldn't feel very good, or feel like...
No, I'd probably bop them.
Yeah. I have a good question.
Okay.
Do you think church can cause people to believe that it's fear-based instead of love-based?
Ooh.
Say that one more time.
Do you think that church can cause people to believe that it's fear-based instead of love-based?
Honestly, I don't know.
I have a hot take on it.
Okay.
Share your hot take.
Well, because I grew up in a Mennonite church as well, and I just thought that church was a set of rules. I was never taught, or at least I didn't hear it. I shouldn't say I was never taught, but I didn't hear it, was that God is love and that he loves us and he wants the best for us. I can remember, like, after I got divorced and I was sitting in church and I heard for the first time, which is a shame, because maybe I wasn't listening, I don't know, the Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you. And that was the first time, and I just sat there and I was crying because it was the first time that I realized God loves me. And it's just not fear-based. And I don't know if it was the church atmosphere or if it was me and my mindset, but I just felt like I never heard it. And I don't want anybody else to sit in church and feel that way either.
Yeah. Like, that's happened to me before, because sometimes I'll be driving and I think to myself, like, oh, like, say a song comes on or something, and I guess, like, something in the song isn't totally appropriate, and my, like, mindset would be like, oh my gosh, if I sing that part of the song, then I'm going to crash my car. But, like, God doesn't work like that. It's not, it's very, like, in my head, it was, like, very much fear. Like, if I do something wrong, then, like, God's going to, like, lash on me. But something that I learned was that I looked at it at a different perspective. So it's not so much that, like, he's going to come down and strike you, but sin is its own punishment. And so we're kind of doing it to ourselves, but not, it's not really God punishing us, it's us punishing ourselves.
That is so true.
Kind of
That's
like
a good point.
Kind of like how God did to Solomon. Like, he gave him the wisdom and he gave him his own kingdom, but then when he started to like marry foreign wives and everything and go away from God, then he like started to raise enemies for Solomon and
Crack the whip.
yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
But that's how I was taught growing up. I don't know. Like, you guys have a different church atmosphere than when I grew up. I walked uphill both ways to get to church. No, but I'm just saying that it was a different atmosphere, and it was fear-based. You must do this, you must do that, and you can't listen to rock music because it has a certain type of beat to it. I mean, I sat in a Sunday school class where they taught us that the beat, half beat, was evil. We sat through it, and I tried not to giggle because it was a hot mess, but that's what we were taught, and it was fear-based.
Yeah. Do you have any experiences where you felt like church felt like it was more comfort rather than, like, it could have gone somewhere else but it stayed in one direction?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
That's kind of a heavy question.
That is a heavy question. I mean, you don't go to church with your teddy bear and a blankie.
Well, no, but I'm saying, like, if you're ever sitting in church and, like, thinking,
It's easy to hide.
yeah.
Sometimes those, like, I used to go to a mega church where it was easy to hide. And I was like, woo, nobody sees me. I can just go in and out. Woo! And I was, like, convicted of very little by friends, you know. Half the time, nobody even knew I showed up. If I can spit that out.
Oh, you know what? I think people, too, in church sometimes care so much about other people around them that they're too afraid to lift up their, not even just lifting up your hand, but worshiping publicly in a church.
Ooh,
when
that's
really
good.
that's like the place you're supposed to worship.
Right.
And we can't even do it in church. Like, I see, like, sometimes in church, people are just standing there because they're too afraid to make a move. And if someone just made a move, there could be a revival.
Maybe we have to be the first ones to do it. I mean, you could do this. Woo-hoo.
You have to be uncomfortable to make yourself.
In my experience in Mennonite churches, I don't know if this goes for all, but it is sometimes really, really, like, hard to worship because, like, you don't want, like, you have people around you and you don't want to be, like, making a scene where, like, everyone's
Right.
staring at you. And so, like, if you're out there worshiping, like, a full heart and then everyone's staring at you because, like, they're just standing there in it, like, staring at you, like,
Right.
you don't have, there's no connection. Or
It's like deer in headlights.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's just really hard sometimes, but I think that's when we move past that point of, not caring what they think.
Yeah.
Because church is you and God. And
Right.
so, if...
Preach, Dylan, preach.
And so if you're worried about the other people, then they're just, you're just going to have to deal with it. Deal with the
Right.
judgment. Deal with the stares.
I think we should be an example too to other people, but also like if we always care so much what other people think, like in church specifically, then you're never gonna grow as a church.
Right. If you just show up and say, okay, I'm just going to show up, my hand's to my side. I'll stand up, but, I'm just going to stand there.
Yeah. And like if you raise your hand, so what? Like if people are gonna look at you and be like, oh gee, they're raising their hand, like, okay.
I dance around at church.
Yeah. We should be
A lot.
dancing.
I do, and then I remember we had, what was it? Like Bluegrass Sunday. That was fun.
loved.
And
Okay,
I-
actually,
And then I started to dance. Chloe was a little embarrassed, and I danced harder. Nobody said anything. They were like, oh, okay. That's what we're doing.
yeah.
Crowder is actually a person that when I went to see him, I danced.
You dance at Crowder?
I dance at Crowder. Crowder's got I don't know what it is. It's kind of like that bluegrass vibe, I'd say. Got the banjo in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I like
it.
that.
Some music just gets you going.
Gets you going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, that's I Thank God. I could jump up in the air all day to that. So, going off of that, what is your hope for the next generation of believers?
To definitely get into the Word, find out, the actual truth, and then be able to stand up to the church when something is like they're doing something wrong, or maybe they don't see it, but to confront them and be like, hey, I was reading this and seeing this, let's have a talk, and to find the ground of changing how church is watered down and everything, the
Yeah.
abuse of money,
Bold.
power. Yeah.
I just hope that they're more secure in who they are and who they are in Christ, and then can be bold. And at a much younger age than I was when I figured it out.
So, what keeps your fire lit?
Definitely having a friend group that you can always go to, and then just
Nice.
having different groups outside of Wednesday and Sunday church, like a Bible study or a run club or whatever it is for you, but just having a couple groups like that you can go to.
Do you have a mentor?
I do not have a mentor.
I feel like everybody, your younger generation, needs a mentor. That's just somebody that you can count on to say, maybe. And besides your friends, that has a little more wisdom.
I mainly go to friends when I have problems.
Do you seek out an elder?
Probably I don't for the most part, because it's
You don't feel comfortable, or what?
I don't know if it's I don't feel comfortable, but it's just the things I'd want, the problems I would have, I feel would be awkward for someone that's
You
older.
don't think those older people have been through all that too?
They definitely have, but it's just it's awkward.
I can't imagine you ever feeling that way, because you're old. No, you should try that. I feel like both of you should have that. I can remember when I joined our church, about 5 years ago, and I said, hey, are there mentors here? He's like, you're a little old. You should be a mentor by now.
Wow.
Well, I mean, because I always felt like I had somebody that I sought out that was a little bit older, a little bit wiser.
I think everyone should have that.
Right. I mean, didn't take much for them to be wiser than me, but it was good to have a different perspective. No, hey, glad you joined us, and this was our first video. Let us know how we did, but we don't want too bad of a criticism.
Yeah.
But let us know how we did, and let us know how we can pray for you. Reach out to us and let us know if you have a prayer request. We do like to pray for not only our viewers, but if you have like some sort of prayer request, family member or whatever,
Yeah.
that's fun too.
And thank you, Dylan, for joining us
Yes,
today.
woo! Way to go, Dylan!
Yes.
You
Had a great
can
time.
Yay.
groundbreaking video.
Yeah. And don't forget that I have a YouTube channel as well. And this is the first video on the YouTube channel for the Sunday Spot too.
Yes.
So make sure you subscribe and like the
Right.
video. And also hit the notification button to get notified every single time we upload a video.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fun.
We will see you guys next week.
Bye.